A soil report is again another piece that you need to get ordered up early on. And this needs to be done before the design starts, before the drawing really begins. And it's a function, again, of a site can look like a perfectly workable site. It looks like good dirt. You can drive on it, you can walk on it, but it can be a disaster waiting to happen. So there's a number of things that can happen in terms of soils. As an example, in Denver and in Dallas, for example, we have expansive soil. So literally, if it gets wet, it expands. And we're not talking about a little bit, we're talking about inches, and I'm not sure feet, but inches. And this can cause some significant issues. So a soils engineer can come out to your site and drill a half dozen holes, and he can identify what there is out there that could be an issue. He'll also identify a water table. So as an example, can you have a basement? Well, you can have a basement, but if it's full of water, it's not going to do you any good. So you need to identify that up front. Or let's say you're up in the Northeast and there's a lot of rock up there. Arctic shield, they call it. So up there, it's not feasible to do a basement in many places because you literally can't dig down and do it. So all these things need to be identified. So once again, you've got a situation where you can look at a site and not really see any of these things lurking, but it can get you in the long run. Some simple things to watch for are half-buried refrigerators and old cars. These are things that sort of a clue that you've got a potential issue. Because fill, in most situations, fill dirt is not good dirt. And so if you think you have fill dirt on the site, most times you're going to need to pull all that dirt out and then put it back in again in a structured manner. So and that can be costly. Just say you had 10 feet of dirt. To pull out 10 feet of dirt and truck it away someplace else, and then bring in 10 feet of dirt and put it back in that hole again, can cause a significant issue. We were working on a project once in Denver, and we literally had a situation where we had to carve out 10 feet of dirt and carry it away, and it was cost prohibitive. We actually had to walk from the project. It wasn't going to be viable. So these are things you need to watch for and need to identify up front.